All right, school's out. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us here in the Cool Teacher Lounge.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, and I was telling Barbara about the first crazy school trip I decided to take as a teacher, and all of the crazy things that happened on it. I believe I teased it with. So I went on a band trip, and I lost a band parent for a week in Hawaii.
Oh.
I lost an adult
surprising.
human being who pretty much disappeared. Now, I'm not going to name this person, but I will tell you some stories. Now, I will also mention that this happened more than 10 years ago. My memory is not that great, so if it embellishes a little bit, just kind of enjoy the process.
Okay.
But I've got a video here, and it'll show on the screen with us as well, of the trip that we took. Actually, it's been 12, almost 13 years now.
2003.
Yeah. When I was teaching in Ely, Nevada. Now, if you've ever driven in the West, usually to Las Vegas, you've probably had to get gas and a burrito in Ely, Nevada. Loved living and teaching in Ely. It was an amazing place.
It's a beautiful area, really. It's just really small. I mean, not very much population.
Yeah, we had about 350 students at the high school, and we decided the very first year that we were going to take a group of students and band students and parents to Hawaii.
They must have gone crazy when you told them that.
Oh, they loved it. It was such an amazing trip. And so we saved and fundraised for about, oh gosh, more than a year. We started before the school year started, and then we went, that first year. So it was about a year.
What a great trip. I bet a lot of those students hadn't even been out of Ely, Nevada.
Well, yeah, it's true. And many of them, more than half of them, had never been on an airplane before.
Wow.
Let alone...
How cool is that?
Yeah. And still, a quarter of them had never left the state of Nevada.
Wow.
Which was amazing. So when we talk about, just kind of broadening your horizons, I mean, that's exactly the kind of thing that we were able to do. They loved it. They had such a great time. These are such neat people. But as we got over there, some interesting things started to happen. So
I wonder what could
we
possibly
land
go
and
wrong.
We're all organized.
Students going to Hawaii.
Well,
a bunch of band students with Chris. I don't know what could possibly go wrong.
What could go wrong? Well, I will say that I did not have any real issues with the students. The students were fantastic. But as we got off the plane. And we went through this, ceremony where people a traditional lay ceremony, which was wonderful. One of our parents wandered off. This parent wandered off and left the airport. Couldn't find us, they said, so they got in a taxi.
Okay.
Couldn't find our hotel, so found a different place, a different hotel, and contacted us. This is early days of cell phones, flip phones, and the like. Totally missed us at the hotel, and proceeded to disappear for several days. Calling in occasionally. Oh, I'll catch you guys at the next stop when you guys go to this museum or this show, and that parent never actually arrived.
Wow, I guess he or she must have had a lot of fun.
This person
We're not talking about gender here either, are we?
No, this person did have quite a bit of fun. Was able to get a new tattoo and enjoy the life. You know what? We joke just because it's so strange. You think you're going to have problems with students,
but the parent turned out to be the problem child.
The chaperones and any teachers who know who've taken a lot of trips with students, and I took over 50 overnight trips when I taught in high school. That the chaperones are everything.
Oh, they are.
The students,
so important.
The students are almost always diligent, and if you've planned a really good trip for them and it's really busy, then good things happen, But you got to pick the right adults, because some adults just don't do well around teenagers. Yeah. They have trouble with their own teenagers, and then they have power struggles when they're with other people's teenagers, and it just isn't a good fit. And I think that
teenagers are hard.
Sometimes they can be. Sometimes not this group. This group was fabulous.
These pictures are fabulous. This video is fabulous. They're having so much fun.
It was an amazing trip. It cost us. I mean, we raised about $120,000 to take all of these students there.
I was going to say it had to have been a lot of money.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun to be able to do. What's really neat about it is that here we are 12 years after the trip, and we still are in contact. Many of the people who were on that trip, still sending regular things. I do have 2 pieces of advice for anybody thinking about taking a trip. And
with teenagers?
With teenagers, that there are a couple of things that I've learned that are really valuable. One is if you have enough students that you have to take 2 buses, then have a girls' bus and a boys' bus. My students would often ask me, why do we have to have a girls' bus and a boys' bus? And I would remind them that I was in band.
And you remember.
I remember. And they're like, oh, okay. And the great thing about the girls' bus is that it always smells really nice, but there's always some crying. I never understood that.
The drama.
The boys' bus, you can find just about any type of junk food, snack food that you could possibly want. It's like a black market for red vines, but it stinks.
Yeah. It doesn't smell as good.
No, it does not smell as good. And the last piece of advice that I have is that you should park your buses as far away from the places you're going to as possible. And fill your schedule with lots and lots of activities.
Oh, yes. So they have some exercise.
Tired students
go to sleep.
Students who are not tired look for things to do.
Gee, you're smarter than you look.
I took 50 overnight trips with my students.
I bet.
Which was crazy fun. And I mean, they are still some of the best memories. I am thankful that I don't have to do that now.
You're too old for that, Chris.
Anyway, so thanks for joining us. If you've got some great stories from trips that you've taken, even some horror stories, we would love to know about them because it's so fun as teachers to talk about these things that we get to do and love to do. So thanks for joining us on this episode of the Extracurricular. It's time to go home.
It is. See you later.
Take it easy.
Bye.